Now this makes much more sense. We've got a police officer's hat, uniform and boots. So what do you think we're playing today? Of course, we're playing police officers who help people in need.
This is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page.
You were witnesses saying, obviously, people, why are they over here, etc., we let them into our country, etc.
A woman has been arrested by Cheshire Police in relation to inaccurate information on social media.
Because someone has been caused, obviously, anxiety based upon your social media post. That's the reason why you've been arrested.
Welcome to the video. This video is about basically the police's role in 2025 and how that's changed, the state of the country and what the police are actually doing with their time. Here we go.
Last year, 940,000 crimes were reported to police in London. In 1 year, nearly 1 million crimes. And those are just the crimes that are reported. Crime is so ubiquitous in London that much of it, people don't even bother wasting their time filling out a police report because they know the cops are going to do nothing. Knife crime, people grabbing cell phones off of pedestrians on the street while they bike by. It's just, it really is a crime wave at the feet of their horrific Mayor Sadiq Khan.
He's useless.
I have no doubt that the majority of Londoners have had either a crime committed against them or observed the crime on the subway station.
If, like me, you live in London, you will have noticed a huge decline, frankly, in the safety on our streets. Once upon a time, if someone got stabbed in broad daylight by a machete-wielding lunatic, it would be front page news. Now it's just kind of normalised. Oh, well, there they go again. The kids in the balaclavas with their zombie knives just stabbing each other up in the street. Also, once upon a time, I remember when I worked years ago near Berkeley Square and I'd walk to and from work on my phone like this. It was when I was head of media for UKIP and I couldn't
anymore.
Be a moment without that phone in my hand. It rang off the hook 24/7. And so the minute I surfaced from the underground at Green Park, I needed to get on the blower and catch up with about 25 missed calls. And so I'd walk through Berkeley Square, chatting away to this person, that person, messaging. I couldn't do that now because someone would probably come and mug me. In fact, someone's tried to mug me 3 times in the past year. 3 times I've had someone attempt to snatch my phone, and it is blimmin' scary. You now, in London, you think to yourself, I don't know where I'm going. I've got to get to this restaurant, and you dare not get this thing out to find your way.
My son got his phone out, North London, last year. Very expensive phone, and it's actually quite a quiet residential area. Scooter went by, whoosh, took it straight out of his hand. Gone. Last week I was in London. I live in Spain because I've left London to get the hell out of the UK. But I was in Sainsbury's picking up some food before I started work. 2 guys, homeless guys, came in, grabbed a load of alcohol, that crate, and just walked out of it, and the Sainsbury's people didn't know what to do, didn't want to touch them. I mean, that was like first thing in the morning, straight away, crime.
You have a problem, a police officer can help you.
You particularly Crush Crime, which you're part of, is something I want to talk about because you did a video last year, I think this was, which went super viral and proved a lot of the things that most people who live, particularly in big cities in this country and in other countries, frankly, all instinctively feel, which is there's a lot of low-level crime, like theft, burglary, etc., that is simply not being investigated by the police. Tell us what you did and what happened.
Right.
About this time, actually, last year, I was talking to friends of mine, and I just noticed that pretty much everyone I'd talked to in a few weeks had or knew someone who had had their phone stolen or their bike stolen, and the same story kept coming out. Police were doing nothing. There was nothing happening. And then when I started digging into the stats, it's extremely, extremely concerning, and there's not much political attention at all on this. I put out a video in which we had taken a bike, it was about a £150 bike, done up to look as nice as we possibly could make, bought a quite cheap chain for a bike, and we locked it up outside the Met. So between, for anyone who doesn't know, the Met's headquarters is just a few doors down from Parliament. So the bike was both in the view of Big Ben, Parliament, and the Met. It was chained up, left there for 2 days, and by the evening of the second day, it was stolen.
Goodbye.
We had put 2 AirTag GPS signals on it, one easy to find and one less easy to find, so that if they found it, we thought they'd think of themselves as very great. I called the police and reported it stolen. I told them, look, here is where it is. There is quite a lot of CCTV in that area. You should be able to find something on this. The next morning, only about 12 hours later or something, or probably 18 hours later, I got a text from them saying, from the Metropolitan Police, saying, sorry, we are closing your case. We're not reviewing CCTV evidence. We're not going to do basically anything. I gave the story to the Telegraph, and in the intervening period between filming that video, giving it to the Telegraph called the Met, and suddenly the Met gets back and says, oh, no, we are going to look at the CCTV footage. Don't worry about it. So we released a video with me adding a quick piece on the end stating the Met is now going to do something. If you actually want your bike looked into, you actually need to go and report it to the national press, and then they'll take notice. By the way, they actually never got a hold of the CCTV footage at all.
Of course they didn't.
So they said they would look at it, but didn't.
Nothing happened. Several weeks later, I got contacted by a junior officer who said, I don't quite know why your case was reopened. Often we only do this if there's new evidence, but I've seen it's just CCTV and we don't tend to check that. So
it was literally just reopened because it was in the Telegraph, or the Telegraph contact.
Yeah, and then after the story had taken its course, they didn't follow up. Nothing happened. So covered in CCTV, bike stolen directly outside with GPS signal. I could tell them exactly where it was. At one point, it was on the move. I said, well, look, it's on the move right now. I can tell you where he is. So we don't intercept when it's on the move. Okay, well, it stopped earlier at this building. I'm pretty sure it's this guy's place. He's going back there later. Well, is it a block of flats? I think it might be. Well, we can't look at it then. Done. So GPS signal, locked outside, the Met's own headquarters, covered in CCTV footage, and nothing's going to happen. Even the officers who I was speaking to were shocked when I told them they hadn't done anything with the CCTV. And because a lot of these officers I was talking to work in other areas, they were amazed that the system has fallen apart so badly that nothing is getting checked at all. And actually since, like you say, it's not just bikes, not just phones. I've talked to people who've had their cars stolen and police haven't checked CCTV footage.
This is a great example of an actual real crime, property stolen. Like you said, CCTV footage, GPS. He can actually show them where my bike is right now and they refuse to do anything. So let's have a look at what the police are actually doing with their time. I think we know the answer, but anyway, we can have a look.
Police officers make sure people follow the law.
We will sort of see what the police are doing now. Cuffing me for what? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, inciting nothing. I had calm, rational debates with people. I was not disrespectful. I love people. I'm a Christian.
Check this out. This is wild. This is a UK content creator. His name is Montgomery Tom. And he just went out on the street. Seems like a totally nice guy. He just went out on a street holding a sign that says trans equals mental illness. That's it. Now, you may think that's a little over the top. You may not like that, whatever. But relative to some of the things that are happening on the streets of the UK, you would think that would be just fine. Yeah. However, he was arrested.
It's just an opinion.
Right, no, currently I'm being arrested for expressing freedom of speech. I currently am wearing a sign which says the trans flag, which is included in the Pride demonstration at great lengths, equals mental illness, which is greatly the case. That is why young people have been mutilated. That is why young people have been, and that's why the Tavistock clinic was closed down for mutilating young people. I'm now going to be searched.
Arrest him.
Apparently I'm provoking.
Throw away
Apparently
the
what I'm
key.
doing is harmful. I've done nothing wrong.
How
I've
dare you have
exercised
an
my
opinion.
right to demonstrate. I've exercised my right to protest. I've exercised my inalienable rights, God-given. The UK used to be free. Did you remember those times? But in lockdown, we didn't see that, did we? We saw the police behave horrifically. We will sort of see what the police are doing now. Cuffing me for what? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, inciting nothing. I had calm, rational debates with people. I was not disrespectful. I love people. I'm a Christian.
God, even that pathetic officer, the way he's putting the glove on while he's talking. Now, yes, they are your God-given rights. Unfortunately, I don't think in the UK they really respect God-given rights.
We do not have any
in the United States, our founding
UK.
documents, we cemented that. You guys did not, and you've abandoned it.
Douglas, he was arrested. He was put in handcuffs by 11 police officers. And I do wonder, when is the last time we saw 11 police officers turn up to a housebreaking, for example? This is policing in modern Britain, it seems.
No problem.
Oh, absolutely. You can't get one policeman to turn up to your house if it's been burgled in most of England and Wales. But yes, you can get your crack squad of 11 policemen so long as in this case, a guy is saying something that is absolutely true. The Tavistock clinic scandal and others have been exposed in reviews. By the way, that's one of the reasons why I'm opposed to just reviewing everything all the time, because you publish reviews and it's no good if the police and others are still stuck in some dated, cliched idea of what is and is not acceptable.
I love Douglas Murray. He is so awesome. He hits the nail right on that head. He is brilliant. And he's not homophobic because he is a gay gentleman. But he articulates the point so well. So well.
If this young man had stood on the streets of London and called for jihad against the infidels or intifada and much more, he would have been scot-free. In fact, that's the advice I'd give to him for free. If he finds himself in this position again, he should immediately shout, Allahu Akbar, death to the infidel, jihad, 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 and they'll say, very nice of you, sir. Please continue on your way.
100%.
Come on then, let's play police officers.
6 police officers came to my house and arrested me. Why? Because I'd been talking about my daughter's school on a WhatsApp group. It was the morning of Wednesday, the 29th of January, about 11:45. I was on a Zoom call for a work project, when on my Zoom screen, in the little window where I saw my own face, I realised that 2 police officers were standing behind me. Another 2 police officers were arresting my partner, Rosalind, in front of Francesca, our 3-year-old daughter. They bundled us into the police cars and took us off to custody at Stevenage Police Station, where we remained for the next 12 hours. He arrested me on suspicion of harassment and malicious communications, and it was to do with a dispute with our daughter's primary school, which began with posts on a WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group with other parents criticising the school, and he gets arrested and held for 12 hours. Absolutely ridiculous.
Here's an amazing story. Isabel Von Spruce is the leader of 40 Days for Life campaign in Birmingham, England. She's not a terrorist, she's the opposite. She's someone who prays a lot. Well, earlier this month, she was praying silently outside an abortion clinic in Birmingham. She wasn't yelling or carrying a sign or blocking the doorway or doing anything disruptive. She was just praying. Praying. Not to the government, to God. And that's not allowed anymore. So police approached her and arrested her and charged her with violating a public space protection order and committing, quote, antisocial behavior. And we're not making this up. It was caught on video. Here it is.
What are you here for today?
Physically, I'm just standing here.
Okay. Why here of all places? I know you don't live nearby.
This is an abortion centre.
You praying?
I might be praying in my head, not out loud.
So I'll ask you once more, will you voluntarily come with us now to the police station for me to ask you some questions about today and other days where they're
Praying in her own head. Now, I'm not a religious person. I went to religious schools, kind of put me off, to be honest. But praying in your own head is an arrestable offence in the UK. This is not, there are many cases of this, actually. And it's pretty shocking to think that you're having a conversation with your God, okay, and you're going to be arrested for that because you're doing that too close to an abortion clinic. And someone with psychic abilities might pick up on the negative vibes that you're giving off, and you're going to be arrested for it. Welcome to Britain.
allegations that you've broken public spaces protection order?
If I've got a choice, then no.
Okay, well then you're under arrest on suspicion of failing to comply with the public spaces protection order.
So, where are we? Well, it looks like a town. Well, I'm a police officer, so all I need now is someone to help.
You might be committing criminal offences as well.
Yeah, for example, give us an example.
Any homophobic comments? Yeah. Right, if you make members of the public harassment, alarm, distress, It's a criminal offence.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're not doing that. What we're doing is about preaching our religion.
You're going to provide me with the details, yes or no?
What details are you requesting?
I need your name and your address.
Okay, so can you explain to me why do you need these details?
Pardon?
Can you explain to me? Because I don't understand why.
Okay, currently there's allegation.
Okay.
It's an offence.
So what allegation was it, sir?
Hate crime.
Hate crime.
Section public order offence.
So what was said to cause the hate crime, sir?
Homophobic behaviour.
Give me an example, sir. Give me an example.
I've not heard anything. I'm not saying I've heard anything. Someone's called us, okay? It might be completely untrue. It might be true. I do not know. If you don't give me your name and address, I have grounds to arrest you. Google it. It's code of practice, okay?
I'm aware of that.
I know.
Okay. That's fine. I appreciate that.
Can I confirm you're aware of the allegation now that's been made?
Now, I'm still not aware. That's why I want to ask you some questions, yeah?
So what aren't you sure of? I can see you smiling, so I think you're finding this a bit of a
smiling
joke.
because I'm a friendly person.
I'm going to ask you one last time, otherwise you're going to be placed under arrest.
Excuse
So I'm going to ask you for the final time, sir. I'm not asking any...
In Russia last year, 400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media.
Tell me, how many do you think? Take a guess. Try and get a figure in your head right now. How many do you think in the UK was arrested for social media offence? Keeping in mind Russia, 400.
Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they'd said on social media?
Yeah.
What sort of things get you arrested?
One example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell, and people can look this up. Her friend was killed in a car crash, a 19-year-old woman, and she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. And there was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
My goodness.
Just want to say thanks for watching. Remember, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. It really matters because YouTube won't count it as a view. It sucks, especially as a new channel I've just started, so it's going to have an impact really on the view count. So don't let that put you off watching the video if you see a small amount of views. It doesn't actually mean you've got that many views. You may have way more. It's just most people don't do those things. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.